Now pause. There we go. Remind me to start the recording. 9:30 to 12. Start a recording.
Okay, since we're starting over, we know what to do now, right? Sure. Howdy.
Howdy.
All right. I want to welcome everyone to the 2021-2022 TESA Executive Board and Committee Orientation. For many of us, it's been 2 years or more since we've done this, so I kind of had come up with a different format for us this year. We had several people who were traveling, couldn't be here today, so we are recording this for Zoom. So we've changed the format up a little bit. So before we get started, I want to thank Felipe and his executive board for the year we've had this past year. We had quite a few milestones this year, even in spite of the, do we have a problem?
No.
There's a note.
Oh,
I just went to sleep.
No, but it's on. It's on.
Yeah.
last year, I want to remind everybody that 2020 is over. But even though 2020 was one that we would like to forget, that's a lot of things we want to remember. So I've got to give a few shout outs that I want my board to hear. Felipe and his committees really did some amazing work last year. I want everybody to remember that this is our 70th year, and that did not go unnoticed by Governor Act. He has given us official recognition that he presented at our workshop earlier this year. 70 years of service to the paraprofessionals in Texas. So that's quite a milestone that I do want us to not only remember, but to build on. So the other thing, at our area workshop, we had State Representative John Rain delivered greetings from the Texas House of Representatives, marking 70 years to Texas paraprofessionals, and he joined us in our area workshop. So that's, even though the year was one we want to forget, let's remember that we still have some milestones that we accomplished. Also, I want to give a shout out to the hard work of Membership Chair Ophelia Barone and her committee last year. Last year, we all know associations all across the country and all across the globe suffered with loss of membership, loss of activity. Our membership chair and her committee kept right on reminding our members we are here. And our membership did not go down. So I have to give hats to that and hats off to that. And this year, I want you to remember that our members have faith in us. They stayed with us. So let's make, starting August 1, let's make it a year to remember and show them that we're here thanks to the membership committee this year. I just have to say thank you. That's something that I just have to really give a shout out to. Also, the STEM committee last year almost, had to switch everything they've ever done. I have to give my hats off to the chair, Wyman Smeltzer, and her committee. They had to switch on in-class format. Their consultants had to go to a whole new Zoom as we got to see at our area workshop, and they were able to pull it off. That's not the way those classes were structured, and we all know how nice it is to have them face to face, but they were able to pull it off. So hats off to that committee, and also that set the bar high this year. We can't continue to do things the way we've always done. If TESA's going to continue to grow, we can't be content to do what we've always done in the past. We've got to look forward. We've got to roll with the times, which is exactly what we did last year. So I have to just say I really appreciate that. Also, the area workshop chair, Eva Zamora. We had an area workshop last year. We didn't think it was possible. I have to say, I have to thank her because the local affiliate here, the best. We were planning to do an in-place workshop. We wanted to have a huge celebration, cakes, and balloons, and everything to mark 70 years. But we couldn't do that, and we had to switch pretty much with little notice. So thanks to the area workshop chair for helping us do that, and to Lisa Gonzalez for converting everything to Zoom. we've learned some things. I have to give my hat tip to Carrie Berry and the best crew because, we only had 14 members. We kind of pulled together and we had a good time. So I have to give a shout out to them. So now welcome. What do I have planned for this coming year? Well, when I was asked to be president-elect, I had to think, what's my name? So I kind of had to look inside and I thought, what is my name? And what I came up with is, we all set internal boundaries for ourselves. We all set those limits. We all say, oh, I can't do that. No. We're asked to run for office. Oh, no, I can't do that. As a matter of fact, when I got a call to run for president-elect, I can tell you that's what I said. Stop laughing, Lisa. I said, no, I'm not ready. And she said, you're not doing it alone. That's the beauty in TESA. None of us are the Lone Ranger here. That's why we do what we do. TESA is not an organization of blank faces. We are support staff, not only in our position, but we are support for each other. So I chose as my theme, Reach for New Horizons. Because what I want to do is challenge not only myself, I've challenged myself for the last 10 years to go beyond whatever boundary I thought I could do. Whatever I thought I could do yesterday, now I'm going to take one step further. Because what I envision is, if I can do that, and if everyone in this room can go beyond what you think you can do right now, what if every TESA member did that? What if we had so many people wanting to be on our committees, wanting to serve on our boards, wanting to speak at our conferences, because they want to reach for new horizons. They want to step out of their comfort zone. Well, I can tell you if I can. I can't. For those of you who know my story, this would have been impossible 10 years ago. When I came to my first conference in 2016, I believe, I didn't know so. But I heard about TESA and I thought, well, I want to go. We had been in a local affiliate of the IAAP, and they disbanded our local group. So I had to find something for my profession. Luckily, I found TESA. So I came to the conference, and I didn't know anybody, so I invited a colleague that I knew from Hill College, and she met me there. We're sitting at the general session, didn't know a soul. And we're just sitting there, we're soaking it all in. We're watching the CEOP graduates. The look on their face told me that they might not have ever they're going to remember forever. Some of them had their families there. And we had the general session. We're all about TESA. And then my colleague and I were just soaking in. We're having so much fun. And she leans over and she says, It wasn't even in my thought. At that point, it wasn't even a thought in my head. And 10 years ago, when I lost my husband, I didn't even know to put gas in the car. I told you all that before. I had a lot of growing to do. What I learned is that you stay right where you are. You're never going to get where you're going. I just see us all reaching this year. Whatever TESA has done in the past, whatever you've done in the past, go a step further. See what you can do. My vision for this year is to, now that we have our members that stay with us, a lot of associations just say, oh, I just want to have, we just need to increase our membership. We just need more bodies in the room. I want to invest in the TESA experience for each member. We have them with us. They stayed with us the last year. I want to make sure that the awards, our summer work conference, our STEM classes, everything we offer, I want to invest in their experience. I already talked to one of the chairs who couldn't be here today. Blast emails are great. Those touch points are what our members need right now. Those personal touches, whether it's in person, a personal email, I just want you to invest in our members. We're not here to just increase numbers. Let's give them a year. Let's give them 2 years since they didn't get last year. Let's make it, let's make it everything we can. So before I get started, I want to introduce the board. I have President-elect and STEM Chair, Juliana Holmes. Thank you, Juliana, for stepping up to be STEM Chair this year. Vice President is Stacy Wright. She's going to be joining us this afternoon. Secretary Treasurer, Eva Zamora. Members at large, we have Carrie Barrett, A&M. Becky Melendez. Michelle Gerard. Wearing many hats this year is Marketing Chair, Parliamentary, and an immediate past President, Felipe Campos. Our Web Advisor, Lisa Gonzalez. Summer Work Conference Chair, Terry Baldridge. Yay! Our TESA Assistant, Bonnie Tomczyk. And I have to give a big shout out to my advisory board that I've already been, you're over here, text messages and emails. And, Darcy Blackstock, Marie Enoch, Golling couldn't be here today, and Pat Crawford. Our mentors for this year, Gerald Wharton, Marie Enoch, and Darcy Blackstock. Okay, what I was thinking about for orientation, in the past, we had the last year's chair meet with this year's committee and kind of just prepare them. We really haven't had that in a while since we missed two summer work conferences. So what I wanted to do is invite some experts. And if they come up here, they know what they're talking about. I invited some experts to tell us a little bit about each committee. Because what I have envisioned is we're all going to support each other. We're all volunteers here. We all have families and jobs. And I can tell you my job's been through some drastic changes last year. And at times we can feel overwhelmed. Medical and personal issues can make us feel stressed. I don't want you to feel that because your support is right here in this room and the ones that couldn't be here. So even though you're on one committee, I want you to see how you can help the other committee when your committee's work is done or hasn't started yet. So I thought it would help if you knew a little bit about each committee. An example of this is the Summer Work Conference Committee is 4 people. Well, if you've been to Summer Work Conference, that's a lot of moving parts for 4 people. Also during that week, we have the Award Scholarship and Journalism Committee. And that's a lot of work, the basket raffles and the awards and
50-50.
50-50, yes. There's a lot of us that can help out there. But I want you to know a little bit about what the committees do. And we have some new faces here, so I've invited the experts to come up and kind of give you a little bit about what each committee is. We're going to start with the STEM program. And the STEM program is going to be Juliana Holmes. And I believe everybody has the order, so I'm going to invite you to come up here so that our people at home can hear what you have to say. And I really appreciate you all joining us.
Yeah, I took it off because they're saying it's background noise, so we're testing it and see. Nobody's responding now.
Not from A&M, but howdy. I like hearing it.
Hook 'em.
Okay, here I am going to do the STEM committee. And I'm the chairman, Ron Smeltzer, and I'm here is going to be helping. Dora Elder is here today. There you are, right in front of me. What the STEM committee does is help with getting the program out to the affiliates and getting people interested in taking the classes. It's a lot of fun to do it in person, but Barbara and I made it work for fun on Zoom, even though Barbara didn't like it. She did it.
Made me look good, thank you.
STEM is one of those programs that you hear a lot about. STEM is science, technology. No, wait a minute. That's a different program. Our STEM is staff training for effective management. what we do is present classes in a classroom setting or a Zoom setting, whichever is most appropriate. And the classes do cover a lot of areas that you would encounter within your workday in the school district. We're here to help you become more professional at your job. And each class touches on different areas. We have basic communication, which is just what it sounds like, learning how to get your words across to someone so they know what's going on, or understanding someone else when they're telling you something. It's just basic communication. And it helps all of us when we can communicate. Then we have like assisting difficult people. Maybe you work in an environment or a front office where you have the hostile parent coming in and just trying to tell you what you need to do and da 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 da. This helps you stay calm and calm the other person. Not only when it's a parent, maybe it is a student who is being difficult. It helps you deal with these people. And then we have so many others. We have one for, my mind went blank. Dialogue for diversity, how to get along with people within the community. So we're not all the same, obviously. Some of us have blonde hair that's got gray. Some of us have dark hair. Everybody is different, but we're all people. And we need everybody and their experiences to make life wonderful. And if we don't have that, we're missing out. And they're missing out on our experiences. So learning about that helps. We also have where you can study on your own, self-directed. And self-directed is if your district is presenting a class or a workshop or training, maybe it's on Microsoft or Google, and you go to these classes as long as it's a minimum of 3 hours, and you get a certificate or you get a form signed by the instructor, you will get credit for that as part of your self-directed study. And as long as it covers something that applies to your dog, and if you want to go take gardening class, you've got to be working in a horticulture class. Because it wouldn't do any good for me considering I work with computers. But it's there to help you expand your horizons beyond what you can get as far as a TESA class goes, that helps you develop and become a more professional paraprofessional or support staff. And it is going to get better, I promise you. I promise you, we are going to get better. We're going to start holding more classes. We might look at hybrid classes. There's all kinds of things that need to be done with STEM to pull it into our situations now. Because some places may not offer in-person classes or workshops. And we need to address those needs. Maybe they do offer in person, but if we do a hybrid where we're on Zoom, like we're doing today, people who can't make it can still attend and earn their credits. Just some of the things that we need to consider for next year. And there are a lot of other things that we could do as far as revamping old classes that we don't type letters to people anymore. We do emails. Maybe we need to learn some email etiquette or making your email more professional and not just like I get sometimes from teachers with master's degrees that have no punctuation, no capitalization. It's just words all over the page. I know they were in a hurry, but it doesn't look like they have that master's degree and know what they're doing. I don't want to look like that when I type something. So I type an email and I wait before I send it and I read it and I sometimes read it out loud and my coworker has learned not to go, "What? Are you talking to me?" But things like that that need to be addressed to stay up with the times. And it is important that we do that. We have got to grow and expand our program so that it does meet the needs of our membership. And need to get ideas from our membership, or maybe even you have heard people say, well, how come you don't offer a class in this? That's what I need. I don't need to know how to deal with aggressive people. I'm not in the front office, like I'm in an administration situation where I rarely see another person other than someone I work with. Now I may talk to them on the phone, and that's when I can say, I'm sorry that you have to feel you have to talk to me like this, but honestly, I don't have to listen. When you calm down, please call me back. And then, of course, I tell my boss, no, hey, I have this person, and I call you and tell you I need to be fired. Just want you to know what really happened. And things like that happen, especially when I never know what my job's going to be or my day's going to be like till after I say, tech support, this is Juliana. I don't know if I'm going to get yelled at, get taught in a foreign language, or what's going to happen. So we've got to keep up with these times. And answer questions. And Yvonne and Dora will be able to answer email questions and be able to help get a consultant for you so that we can set up the classes. That's what they're there for. And we'll get certificates out. And it's going to be great. I promise you. Because I don't want to do anything less than great. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I missed the presentation, wasn't paying attention to who's next. Okay, the next is the Award Scholarship Journals Committee. I was on, this was, I think, the first committee I served on. No, it was the second committee I served on. I served under Ophelia Barone. And this year's committee is the chairs, Carrie Berry from A&M, Kelly Isaacs, also from A&M. She's very fortunate to have Ophelia Barone on her committee, and Eva Gonzalez is there as well. We have several awards, and you know, the awards in this committee, what they have is this is the benefits for our members. But unfortunately, it's hard to get that word out. And it's up to all of us to let everybody know that this is recognition, this is scholarships, this is very important. So I want you to know what we have. We give awards. We have an Administrator of the Year award. All the affiliates can nominate somebody. Rebecca did, I think, last year. I mean, it's just, your affiliate can nominate for an Administrator of the Year. We also have the Nelda Van Dyke Award. That goes to a TESA member that is above and beyond and is exemplary in their work and their profession. The Newsletter of the Year. Affiliates can submit a newsletter and be recognized for, I believe it's first, second, and third prize for the newsletter. And also a yearbook. Affiliates can submit their yearbook for this award. The scholarship is something that I want you all to know about because a lot of times we don't receive enough of the application. We have several scholarships to consider. The Lorraine Roby Rogers Memorial Scholarship is for our members. You can qualify for a scholarship. I got a scholarship a few years ago. I was able to complete my degree finally. But this is a benefit for our members. But help us get the word out. We need applicants. We need to get these scholarships away. We have this benefit that we want our members to know about. We also have the Dr. Michael Zolkowski Technology Scholarship. This is, I believe it's $150. It's a technology scholarship. If you want to take a Excel course or maybe some other QuickBooks or maybe some other college course, this is your chance. Apply for this scholarship. Let us hear about it. We also have a Founder Scholarship. This is for our dependents, our children and grandchildren. You have somebody graduating high school. This is often missed, but we need to be sure that our members know that we have scholarships for our children and grandchildren. Now, the money for the awards and scholarship is raised at some award conference with the 50-50 raffle. We've seen the crazy hats and the people selling 50-50 tickets. Also a lot of fun. That raises money for these scholarships. Also the big baskets, summer work conference. We've all seen all the affiliates bring a nice big basket that we have raffles on. That raises money for these scholarships. That's an area that you might need help with. For this committee, help get the word out. Turn in their nominations for the awards. Submit scholarship applications. And help the committee during summer work time. 50-50 or the basket raffle. The first year I chaired this committee, my committee members were this close to finishing their STEM. Like, I really need to get this last STEM class. I think I worked the booth all day. I wanted them to get that last STEM class. And the next day was the same thing. I needed just one last. It'd be so nice. We have all of these in this room. Some of the committees will be done by then. Say, hey, I'll work the booth. I'll work at the shift. This is a chance for you to help this committee, and I do want you to help us do those few things. So, Carrie, here you are. You have not only the ones that are listed, you have all the people in the room. So, if you need help, this is who you go to. The next is Marie Enax. Marie is a 2019 through 2020 past president, and she's going to talk about the nomination committee. Take it away, Marie.
Going to be Juliana's best friend. Okay, so good morning again. I wanted to start by introducing the nomination committee, and the chair just walked out. That was Carrie Berry. She's the chair. The president-elect is Juliana Holmes. Past president Darcy Blackstock, and myself as past president. We are the four that's on the nomination committee. The responsibility of this committee is to provide TESA with the best possible leadership, seeking out the best possible nominees for each and every office to be placed on the ballot. Carrie will be working with Julian Holmes to update the volunteer form, and probably Lisa, and have it ready to be posted on the TESA website by August the 1st. Now, I understand this committee is looking for volunteers, not for now, but for the 2021-22 year, which is Juliana's year. These people are interested that would be to serve under her committee as an executive office, or member at large, committee chair, or committee member. In order for the president-elect to be ready to take the reins as president, this process has to start now to find the right stuff. So I encourage everyone to go back to their association, talk with your TESA members about completing the volunteer forms, because there's going to probably be a blast, and everybody will get out there. You'll need to emphasize they're looking for getting ready for the next year. Now, if they're not interested in being part of the board for this year, there is actually a column. If you would like to help in any kind of way, if you have some kind of special talent, and as Sharon was talking about, at summer work conference, you could say, yes, I'd like to work at an event. I would like to help, with it. So we are looking for people with that. So, go back and talk to your people about what this is all about, so they understand what the volunteer form is about. You're not having to sign up for president. Start small, as we all know, we've all been there. You're always having people, especially at conference, hey, I think you'd be good to do this, but we don't have that contact right now, so we need to try and reach out to our people. The deadline this year to complete the volunteer form is November the 30th. In December, the nomination committee gets together, pours through all those volunteer forms. We'll have a little bit of spreadsheet and all these people that y'all are going to help us get on this list so that we can come up with the best candidates for the ballot. The ballot will be shared most likely in January, and the voting will begin on February 15th, 2022, which will be for like 2 weeks. And you get numerous reminders you need to vote. So, does anybody have any questions? Okay.
So we're going to do one more door prize. We've got a few minutes. And that reminds me, August 1st is membership renewal. So be thinking about that, be reminding everybody. We want to be sure and get the word out to everybody renew their membership. Lisa, you want to throw one? But
Until
at this time,
September,
all
when the
right.
budget kicks in. Oh, winter.
Okay, the number is 608. Lisa Gonzalez. Our next presenter is the expert on our TESA Connection, our newsletter. 2016-2017 President Lisa Gonzalez.
I'm not an expert, but first let me go ahead and recognize the committee for this coming year. It'll be Stacy Wright, Chair. Sherry Gray, she's on Zoom. She's the Assistant Editor. And Sherry is definitely a big asset to this committee. She has served on this committee for many years, and I think she just loves this committee because she puts her heart into it and into every newsletter that she compiles. She was instrumental Felipe's year in getting it converted from a magazine to a newsletter, and she just loves what she does there. Also, advertising manager and assisting with editing will be Mona Summers from A&M, right? From A&M also. Okay, new member to TESA. So TESA Connection, give you a little overview, is the official publication for the Texas Educational Sports Staff Association. It went in 2018, August 2018, we changed from a magazine to a newsletter format. And we hit the ground running because we got first place that year at NAIOP. Normally, normal years, it is published 4 times a year. Fall, winter, spring, and summer. Of course, we haven't been in a normal year. But hopefully, this coming year we'll be a little bit more ready to go with that and get back to our 4 issues. The success of the newsletter is dependent on us. Not just the board, committee members, but also the members. Because our local affiliates also submit to this newsletter. And this is a great way for each of us to get ideas, what other associations are doing. And say, you know what, hey, that might work for us. Or well, we tried it, that didn't work. But if we don't submit, I say we as in general, all of TESA, if we don't submit information to this coming year to Stacy or to Sherry, the magazine's not going to have all the information. Now, committee heads, you'll need to really push it on there. Membership, summer conference, awards especially that we want to push out there, the scholarship information. But like everybody's been saying so far, you're not doing it alone. Everybody has a committee. If there's 4 publications and you've got 3 or 4 committee members, say, okay, you know what, Elisa, you're gonna take care of the fall. Eva, you're gonna take care of the winter. Dora, you're gonna take care of the spring. Sue, you're gonna take care of the summer. Now they're not alone either because you're all gonna work together, but they can draft it out. Draft out the information. When we had a magazine, we usually ask for a full page submission. Now that we're a newsletter, some of the information, depending on the committee, may need a full page. Others may need a half page or a quarter page. But what I'm trying to stress is submit something. Let our members know what's going on. This is always published on the website. And that's the other thing, we'll talk about that later, to redirect our members to use the website for information. Every year, we also submit the newsletter for NAIOP competition and for the Rachel Maynard Award for Excellence in Communication Award. The past 41 years, we have received first place 35 times, and this is between magazine and newsletter in our category. Second place 4 times, third place once, and 1 year no submission. So we're doing pretty good, I think. Hopefully we'll keep going, keep going with that. If you don't have any questions, we're those of you have been editors before, did I do anything else? Okay.
On the newsletter, you're saying, when you say you need articles, are you saying that from each committee we submit together and send it to you by a certain due date?
Correct.
Due dates?
Yes, the, Stacy, it's, in the guidelines, the due dates. Stacy will be sending, should be sending out an email, that's what it says. And that's the other problem, because I know those who have been editors before, sometimes we have to keep sending out, reminding people, we need your information. After a point, it's like, okay, we can't send anymore, we gotta get going. So, once you get that email, write down, okay, to do here, or the guidelines, it'll tell you, where the submission, so okay, this is coming up. Once you have that, get going, or you can already tell them, and they can already start kind of drafting something out. So let's say you do the first one, send it to your committee and say, okay, did I leave anything off? What do y'all think? What can we add to make it, catch the attention?
So it doesn't necessarily have to come from a committee. It can be from an affiliate
Correct.
group that just to add into the newsletter.
Yes. Yeah. The affiliates also, there's an affiliate section in the newsletter that showcases what our affiliates are doing. And if you go back, like I said, and we'll talk about that later, the website, everything, the old newsletters and magazines are there also.
But it can also be people from outside of TESA.
Yes.
So if you go to a training and say, or it's in your district or your college, wherever you work, and somebody is just awesome, there's your person to go ask, hey, can you write a little snippet that just encapsulates what you learned today, and ask them to submit it for you, because you're always looking for that kind of thing to attract your readers.
Yeah, that's what they call a feature article in the newsletter, which used to be magazine. Now, you may also have somebody in your district, by the same token, that's an excellent person on XYZ, hey, can you write an article for a magazine?
Also send pictures.
Yes, pictures are very important.
Sherry Gray has typed, said, thank you so much, Lisa and everyone. We want to have every member and affiliate to be part of the newsletter. It's our way of being together and seeing where our friends and colleagues are and how we are doing both professional and personal.
Very good. Any other comments, questions?
Just
concerns?
stay healthy. Don't hurt yourself playing ball.
We'll try, don't jinx me. I start next week.
Be me.
All right, thank you.
Okay, up next, we have area workshop and our legislative consultant. Oh, okay. Well, I've been asked to take a break. Let's take a 5-minute comfort break, and we will be back shortly.
Contact educational institutions across the state and schedule workshops. In a nutshell, that's what this committee does, contact and schedule. Which is kind of a daunting job if you think about it. There's 1,054 school districts in the state of Texas. Some of them are just one little building with a handful of kids, and some of them are enormously huge. So, and there are, I'm not even gonna begin to guess how many colleges and universities, community colleges, four-year universities, and other higher education organizations around the state who has been, that's been an area that's been tough to get into. So there's a lot of moving parts, and then of course a lot of people don't think about our educational service centers. There's a lot of them around the state. They have some of them have a large group of paraprofessionals in them, some of them smaller. But you just have to kind of think about, there are so many educational organizations out that, how do we even know where they are, who they are? And so the task is really daunting. Of course, the easiest market for area workshops are our affiliates. We'll hear about affiliate services in a minute, but affiliates, part of their job is also to contact these various organizations and get them to affiliate with us. So the easiest market to tap in, and I use the word market, so let me just say that on a plant a little seed, our organization is one of sharing, collegiality, training, friendships that we made. We're a service organization, but the organization itself, to quote one of our past presidents, is a business. We are a business. Later, I guess we'll hear about the budget. Budgets is a business thing, and so is area workshops. They are great fun, and a lot of people don't realize it doesn't take a very large group at a school district to pull off an area workshop, because just like, people don't want to volunteer to be on the board, they also don't want to volunteer to put on a workshop because they think it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but a small group can really put off a very successful workshop. Part of that is for the area workshop host, that is also an income stream for them because they can charge registration fees. Every time we have a area workshop, we get some money from that. The fee for that is if they're an affiliate, $10 per person comes to TESA. If they're non-affiliates, $12 per person comes currently per the guidelines. So area workshops are fun, they're educational, it allows the board, many of the board members will come to those, it allows us to talk about TESA, but it allows the local people to get training that they might otherwise be exposed to, because the local committee is going to pull in resources from around their school district, their university, their college, to provide hopefully free, short, interesting things that a lot of times, like, we want to learn something about Excel, but we don't want to spend $250 and go spend all day listening to somebody tell us about it. But, the 1 hour helpful hints kind of thing, and a lot of times that's what these people, they just have these shortcuts. You can just pick up so many little things, and even if there's just 1 or 2 things you pick up from that and take back to your job, that's 1 or 2 little things that helps you get your job done faster, efficiently. So that's the purpose of the area workshops. The committee needs to set goals, as all committees do, and they need to, of course, align with the president's goals and themes wherever possible. So while they are going to have a big job to try to find people who will host, because sometimes we have 1, sometimes we have 2. When it's a really good year, we'll have several. And of course, we all know we're coming out of COVID, so this is going to be it will be a difficult year for this committee. They're going to have to work hard at finding hosts, I think. On the legislative consultant, the legislative consultant basically follows things that are going on in the legislature. We all know the legislature only meets every other year, so that's really kind of the meat of that job, is every other year when the legislature is actually passing laws to be enacted and signed by the governor. And a lot of those laws, a large amount that you don't even realize has to do with the school business. There's just a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces, and some of these little things have really no impact on us, and some of them do without us realizing. So when the legislature meets, that's a good place for the legislative consultant to find those one or two or three little things that affect us. Some of the things that are passed by the legislature affect TRS. Well, everybody that's in the states or retirement needs to kind of be kept apprised of TRS. And TRS has its own committee boards, and they meet. So they put out newsletters, and there's always little snippets that you can glean either from things that are coming out of the legislative session this year or from TRS. So I mean, it doesn't have to be very long, but just something, and then you can reference if somebody's interested in that, they can find that on the internet easily. Any questions? All right, thank you.
You made it.
Okay, next we have our star from last year, membership and affiliate services is going to be presented by 2020-2021 membership and affiliate services chair, Ophelia Barone.
Good morning, everyone.
morning.
First of all, I'd like to introduce the committee for the 2021-2022 year. And the chair is going to be Michelle Gerard. Her committee members are Kelly
Bonnie, how do you say that? Oh, Bonnie's not there.
Barb Shoemaker, Susie Angler, and Sheila Cook. And the membership, committee is, as you all well know, the membership is the bread and butter of the association. So we need to make sure that we have good communication with all our members. The very first thing that we need to do as a chair of a membership committee is you have to have good communication with your committee members. Be supportive of them and also praise them every once in a while, because I have two of my committee members here, and they well know that I was always bugging them, time again to email our members so that they can pay their dues. And we also have to keep in close contact with all our membership to remind them about renewals, because as we all well know that we're busy in our work and in our homes with our personal life, that we tend to forget that we have to pay our dues. So we as a committee, we would email like every 4 to 6 weeks. We would try to send out emails, to all our members so that they remind them. And that kind of helped, because as soon as we start sending out emails, Lisa would contact me and say, they're coming in. So we knew that we were, our committee was doing a good job as far as contacting the members. And also what I did this year, since I only had one member in my affiliate committee, and I didn't want to make her feel left out. And so what I did, I took on the responsibility of taking care of the affiliate services part, and I put her together with my membership committee so that she could help the rest of us contact members so that they could remind them with emails about paying their dues. The other thing that we also need to keep in close contact with our web advisor, who is the one that has our membership list, and she'll keep us updated as far as our counts, so we know where we're at. And my goal for this year was to try to, as you all well know that we are in the time of the pandemic, and my goal was to at least get close to last year's count, and which I want to thank my committee, because they did do a great job, and we did surpass the last year's count of 512. Affiliates part of the association, about the committee, that I took it upon myself to do it. That's not very much work. So I let my committee chair from the affiliate committee join my membership, so that I could concentrate on our associations. And we did also surpass last year's count on associations, because I try to contact a lot of the ones that are not active, and I try to convince them to join. And of course, a lot of them told me that a lot of the local members that we have in TESA do not have a local association, so therefore they couldn't try to join us because they don't have a local where they could affiliate with TESA. But, let me see what else I have. And also another thing, that is also very important is when we would send out emails, some of our members had concerns, not dealing with membership, but other kind of concerns. And my committee members would forward me the emails, and then I would try to help them out. If I had an answer for their question, I would help them out. If not, I would guide them in the direction of who would be the best person that they could talk to, so that they could help them out with their concerns that they had or issues that they had dealing with anything with this. So is there any questions?
I say one more thing about affiliate services, because I know the pandemic just affects a lot of things. And one of the things we did years ago, we seemed to, that's because of changing the way the world is or whatever, it's kind of really fallen by the wayside. But affiliate services also used to have a robust training program. Basically, any STEM class can be an affiliate services class. There's no STEM credit. So I forget, was it Longview, Carthage, wherever the service center is out there. One year, I'm sorry, Kilgore, thank you. One year, maybe you gave, I know Peggy did, several people that were our STEM people went out and they got the lady that was in charge there, they had paras and professional staff. We put on 2 or 3 different things for them. So affiliate services, area workshops, STEM programs, they can kind of work together to help each other out. And if you've got somebody like, say, a service center that wants to put on a one-day show, and the service center paid all that, they paid the fees, we have a fee structure. Yeah, that was a good money maker for us. And I just think, I'm not saying it has we've forgotten about that piece, but I just think that maybe the way the world is going and with the Zoom thing and all that, we just haven't put the stress on it. It is something to take another look at, and it would take a while to build that back up, but it's also a way to make money for TESA.
I think Barbara did. I know you did a couple of classes during my year like that.
I did one with Tomball.
So I think affiliate services needs to also think about everybody else just besides the paraprofessionals, because there might be something. I mean, a lot of times, especially Kilgore, it's kind of a remote part of the state, just like a lot of the rest of them. And so the opportunities for them were not as great as they would be in Dallas or Houston or so forth. So you need to kind of get to sometimes be a little more open-minded about who you're contacting.
My year, when I did the membership, affiliate services, I had the affiliate services people concentrating on contacting the affiliates, especially the leadership, to tell them who current members are, who current TESA members were. Because a lot of these affiliates didn't know that these members were part of TESA. They could give them another avenue to tap into their association to get their members increased. And it didn't affect my year right away, but the following year, we noticed a slight uptick on the affiliation fees that come back in. So it came back through the back door because it increased their membership. The affiliations, they paid by the number of members the following year to continue the affiliations. So concentrate that, work closely there. That way you can share that with the affiliate leadership who belongs to the TESA, give them another source of revenue for them too.
I did have a couple of local associations would ask me for a list of all their members, their TESA members that were from their district or from their association.
So that's starting to continue on. That's another avenue you can concentrate on. You can even concentrate even more coming out of the pandemic.
Believe I have said for years that we're going to have to get outside the walls of education and TESA is going to survive. And unfortunately, everything has worked against us, but I'm not one to take no for an answer. I have a sorority sister who works for a bank, and she's going to approach her supervisor to see if I can meet with her to present our STEM program and affiliate services. Now, I know that one bank can't do it by themselves. But my pitch is gonna be join with other banks. And I am willing, I don't know how many other consultants or representatives are willing to give up a Saturday to go do STEM or whatever, but I am, or in the evening, because you can't take your whole staff. But, and I'm thinking of everything I can to, who do we contact? Because if we can get one or two outside people, the product that we have is far better than Fred Pryor, Career Track and all of that. And
it gets spread back to the
It-
education
exactly,
environment.
exactly.
So, yeah, like Cheryl said, sometimes you have to think as a business.
exactly,
What would earn us more membership? What would earn us more money? And think that way too as you're making your decisions. Yes, we need to help each other out, but you got to think as a business too.
yeah, but with the education not supporting their support staff anymore, it's hard.
It's hard, yeah. So keep that in mind when you work in the affiliate services portion too. Okay.
Also, I want to add to that, we also have some affiliates that unfortunately have disbanded for whatever reason. Sometimes it's institutional. So Bavessa welcomed in some Sandjack members to ours, and Sherry's one of them. She's been very active with Bavessa. So if there's others around you that maybe don't have a home, one of the benefits that TESA offers, or a lot of the awards and things that we do, you need an affiliate to actually get involved. So we want to encourage each member to connect somewhere. And I think when I was served under police in the membership committee, that's what I said, I'm a member at large, I can't be anything. You know, how can I get in there? And that's how the best came to be. So anyway, next, we are gonna go on from there. We've got once again, the illustrious 2016, 2017 past president, Lisa Gonzalez, who's gonna talk about our website.
Now, honestly here, now we don't want a lightning strike, and there's a lot of thunderstorms. How many of you go onto the website at least once every 2 weeks? Once a month? Once every 2 months?
Okay, I was talking, what was the question?
Gerald's like, wait a second, I'm missing something. How many go onto the TESA website at least once every 2 weeks? Okay, once a month? Okay. Once every 2 months? I've only been on there once. I know you're lying. You're lying too. The reason I bring that up is that there's a lot of information on there. If you've been on there, you know that. We've been trying to add more as we're going along, and unfortunately, like this past year, not much was happening across the state. It was very difficult on that. But we need to reiterate to our members that go on the website. Your answers, 95% of your answers can be found there. Maybe a little higher than 95, but most of them can be found there. A lot of times I'll get emails, because when I send out the membership cards, I'll get emails, you know, who's in charge of STEM, who's in charge of this. I feel like saying, duh, use the website, right? But can't do that. We're not gonna do that. You know, we're there to help our members, but everything can be found. If not, it gives you the contact information for who can get you the information. Even I've been slowly trying to put together a handbook so that I can better train her on it to back me up. And I tend, and she knows that, I know it in my mind. So when I'm putting it together, I tend to skip steps. We started and she's like, how did you get there? Oh, here, she goes, it's nowhere here. It's like, okay. So I had to go back and now actually step by step. So we are working on that. But she has been a great help in reviewing stuff, and she'll see things that I missed. Just like all of us, when we proof, you know what you wanted to say, you see it, it says it there. Does it say it there? Nope. Okay. So, you know, if you ever find a typo in there, we're not perfect. You know, if you find a typo, something's missing, please shoot us an email, we'll get it fixed right away. Excuse me. Like I said, check it periodically. Send us, we should try to put a photo gallery together also of activities. So while we're here today, if you guys can take pictures at your tables and send them to me, you know, that way we can put something together from this afternoon when we have our board meetings. I think most of you have my phone number, yes.
So do you want pictures of other people or just selfies of us? Just clarification.
Group pictures here.
Are you asking for a friend?
Well, we can do selfies, we just may not include all the selfies in there. But yes, but I think most of you have my cell phone number, so just send those to me. If you don't, I'd be glad to provide that to you. But just like the TESA connection, we've got to keep the website updated. No, you're not doing that.
Here we go.
Both of you, and those of you that know me know I prefer not to be in the pictures. Just like the connection, the website is only as good as our members and committees. STEM, as the calendar is changing, well, you need to let us know so we can update the calendar. If not, they may have classes from October and we're in January. Even though we try to keep up with it, sometimes we'll miss it on it. So we need your help on that. Committee chairs, your responsibility to make sure we are current. Current information is on there. We need to make changes. If we forgot a STEM class, awards, if we have the wrong day, anything on there. If we're missing an award, please, we need to make sure we have it current for our members. It's a great source for them, and in order for them to utilize it to the best of their ability for our members, we need to make sure it's current. We also submit the TESA website for NAIP competition, for the website award. And in the last 16 years, we've gotten 7 first places, 4 second places, 2 third places, and in 3 years there was no submission. This is in the last 16 years. So that's not too bad either. So we want to hopefully keep with the first place. And we'll know next week, 2 weeks. At NAIP conference, we'll find out as far as how we did on the website. Does anybody have any questions on the website?
I just hope you know how much we appreciate all that you do regarding the website and stuff.
Twitter. I do look at that a lot.
That's what
There's a lot of things down on Twitter, so I
Yeah.
see all those.
And speaking of, before. Looking forward, guys. Yeah, I like to take the pictures. But I'm not. Thank you.
Sherry says we have a lot of cutting out. The sound's not good on test computers. Yeah. Maybe ask all computers to mute
They're all,
except TESA.
yeah, they're all muted. We make
You're
sure
not
that,
Maybe
allowed
the
laughter from
internet.
other computers.
no,
It may be
everybody,
the internet.
the internet connection, yeah, because everybody is muted.
Okay, all right. Okay. I saved, best for last. Not you, Summer. What we've all missed, we've all missed for 2 years now, summer work conference. Come on. Some of you may know, a few years ago, I applied for a grant locally. TESA won a grant for $15,000 for $7,500 for 2 years. That they covered. That one, they said, okay, well, we'll roll it over to the next year. Well, then we had to cancel this year. The Brazos Center was, used. Luckily, after much pestering, they have agreed to roll it over again. And after Darcy speaks, our hot representatives, they're from Destination Bryan, are going to tell us a little bit about not only the grant, but what Destination Bryan can do for us to help with the conference. There's some criteria for the grant. We have to use 250 hotel room nights. That does not mean 250 people. That means that 250 hotel room nights have to be used for the conference. So we need everybody here. So we need to put on a good show. So to put on a good show, I've got 2018-2019 President Darcy Blackstock here to talk about the Summer Work Conference.
Thank you, Sharon. Well, I want to say first, you have the most fun job, but it's a lot of hard work. And to support me, there's some people in this room that, along with myself, have had this lovely pleasure more than once. And that's Marie and Sue, and maybe others. I don't want to leave anybody out, but we both have done it at least twice. Some of us, somebody 3 times, 4 times. So yeah, we kind of, you've got some people here to reach out to help you. Let me introduce the committee. Terry Baldridge, who's here, is going to be the chair. Smile, Terry. Alicia Lopez is going to be registration chairman. And Kim Bingham, right here, okay, she is the social chair. And then Rosie Schoenfeld is the exhibit chair. And she's here. These people, y'all will become best friends. You will have thousands of emails back and forth, a lot of phone calls, Lisa's nodding her head over here. And so get to know each other well, because you will be spending a lot of time together planning. And it started last week, okay? I'm serious. I mean, it takes a year to do this. I do want to tell you that you need to build the experience. That's your job. And you all have your assigned roles, but you also work together as a team to help each other out. But you are the ones that are going to make sure it's fun for us, but it's also a learning experience and a memorable experience. And this is TESA's biggest money maker. It is the one that keeps us afloat. And we have been able to survive this past year financially because of the efforts of the former committees and boards and the money that has come in. So just keep that in mind. You also need to think outside the box. Just because it's been done one way doesn't mean you can't do it again, or you can find something totally different and totally new. It's more than just taking a class. It's about getting to know the people there and having those opportunities to network with one another. I learn more from somebody in my life position that we get to sit and have a conversation about something than I do sometimes than what I sit and listen to the presenter say. So there's opportunities for that to happen as well. And like I said, every committee on the TESA board has an active part at summer conference, almost every single one. So you work hand in hand with each other. So when you're building the schedules and things, know that the award scholarship journalist committee is going to be doing 50-50 during the meal functions or the general sessions, that they're also going to need time on this calendar to hand out the awards. And Sharon and Juliana will be working with y'all for that too. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the guidelines are your best friend. It's spelled out for you what you need to do, kind of when you need to do. And there was a flash drive floating around that had several years.
She's been blessed.
Yes. Okay. You can go in and see the examples and things that are there to give you some ideas. Terry, I will tell you, as your role is not just your, but mainly you, to get the presenters. Look at state agencies. They don't charge. They can't charge you. If there's something out there, there may be some other companies that may be willing to come do things that they'll come and do it for free. I know Marie found some technology people that did it for free one year, and they were wonderful. So, yeah,
All
and
right.
I'm gonna reach out to, if you know people from districts that that we've seen at other things, you ask them, because you gotta ask. All they do is say no. And then you give them the sob story that the average pay of a paraprofessional in the state of Texas is under $30,000, and we put this on for ourselves, and that usually gets them. I'm done. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Look at
I have used it many times.
How was that for a stellar lineup? Well, if not, I want to remind all of our officers, as well as our committee members, you have a copy of your guidelines in your bag. If not, they're all on the website. Please read them, not only for your position in your committee, but get a basic understanding of, the chairman. It's really going to help you, because chances are, whatever we didn't answer today, it's gonna be there. So I want to be sure you have a few weeks now before your term officially begins. August 1st, so you have a little while, so go ahead and plan ahead, read your guidelines, make sure you touch base with your committee. Say, hey, we're gonna start on August 1, here's the guidelines, this is what we're gonna do, have a little while to do homework. So I want to encourage you to read your guidelines. Also, I want to echo what Gerald said about area workshops. I have to tell you that when the local workshop here, when we first did the workshop, we had 4 people. No kidding, Bovessa had 4 people, and we had over 50 people here for that workshop. I want to challenge you this year. We need not 1, not 2. It'd be nice to have 3 workshops, or say, oh, okay, we're going to host a STEM class on a Saturday. We've got a lot of options now. We've done some with Zoom. You've got a STEM share that's willing to go outside the box. I want to encourage each one of you to go back. Hey, let's do a STEM class, or let's do a workshop. Because I can tell you, every workshop that Bovessa has done, we always go in with, let's not worry about making money. Let's just do what we want to do, present what we want to present, and let the chips fall where they may. We got a little bit of money, so Carrie can tell you this year that was not our focus. Somehow we still managed to make money, and we weren't even trying. So I want to encourage everybody, please have a workshop this year. It can be a fundraiser. Also today, I do need photos of the board members. I don't know how we want to do that. So you need some photos. So sometime today. Individuals, whatever we need to do. Okay. We are way ahead of schedule, but I do want to tell you that we have the Destination Bryan people coming at 11:30. Have a little bit of break. We
Can do pictures right now.
We can do pictures right now. So if you're watching on Zoom, orientation is paused, but we do have Destination people, Bryan coming later to talk about the pilot grant and to tell us what they can do to help our conference success. That being said, you want to do another door prize plate? All right, who's got to draw one? Just get one. Okay, the winner is 622. What was that other ticket? Oh, yeah, hopefully it was this one right on top. All right. 611.
That's me.
All right. Okay, we're officially paused. Take a break. Talk amongst yourselves.
I think the background will be okay, no?
Putting the cracker in your mouth.
I know, well, but it would be individual, so we would catch in between. Oh, but she said group also. Okay, let me go look outside. Okay.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Welcome.
Hey, I want to let you know that we have members here from Destination Bryan. They're going to tell us about the hot grant and also what they can do to help us make our conference a success. We have Morgan, John, and Chris. So I'm going to turn the floor over to them, and I've already told them that y'all know how to respond to. Don't embarrass Todd.
We take our Aggie seriously. All right, well, thank you all for having us. As she mentioned, we are with Destination Bryan, so we are the destination marketing organization for the city of Bryan. We're very excited to have you here for the next couple of years. I know it's supposed to be, I believe, this year and next year, but conditions given what they are, we're still very excited to have you. So A little bit of background. So I'm John Freeman. I am the executive director with Destination Bryan. Previously, I was with Experience Bryan College Station, so I'm very familiar with Sharon and her group. Been involved from the beginning as far as the grant process. And Morgan Key here is business development manager for us at Destination Bryan. Also with me at Experience BCS, previously with convention sales role. So again, we're very familiar with your group and what you guys are bringing to town over the next couple of years. Sharon asked us to come. So you are receiving a grant, a hotel occupancy tax grant. We call it HOT for short, HOT grant from the city of Bryan. Previously, it was applied for through Experience Bryan College Station when we were a joint entity, joint organization between the two cities. We went through a dissolution process. Each city now has its own CBB or DMO. So that's why we now go by Destination Bryan. But with that grant, I was in charge of the grant for the last 2.5 to 3 years with Experience BCS, and now for the city of Bryan's portion on Bryan's side. And our organization acts as a liaison for the grant process. The funding actually comes directly from the city. There was an application process 2 years ago, I believe it was now, 2019. I think it was fall of 2019 that we worked with Sharon to get that application in. And essentially the process is all of the information for your group. How many people are coming? How many hotel room nights? It is funded primarily by looking at hotel room nights because that's what funds the hotel tax. And so after we went through the panel process with Sharon coming, I believe you came in person and gave us a presentation at that time. The panel awarded TESA with $7,500 per year for the 2-year commitment to come to Bryan College Station. And that was for 250 room nights. I believe your hotel block is somewhere around 300 or just north of 300 room nights. So that grant is based off 250. We want to encourage people to get that money. Our goal is to give you money so that you're happy in being here. You can use the hotel tax dollars to invest back into the community, get your attendees to come in. So that's really the purpose of this grant. That grant is now entirely going to be funded by the city of Bryan. Since you are staying at the Hilton Garden Inn, you're hosting your meeting at the Brazos Center. So we have taken on 100% of that grant. Previously, it was split between the two cities. Really, the process is just get people to book and stay in your hotel, right? So stay in your hotel block with the Hilton Garden Inn. That's always the most difficult part. We'll work with Sharon to make sure that we can help promote that as much as possible. And then as people arrive, when your event does happen, we will survey, or if you have a registration process, it's always easiest to survey at that registration process. Hey, here's your name badge. Where are you staying? How long? How many nights? That kind of thing. We'll take that data and compile it on the back end and essentially use that. It is a post-event funded grant. So you will receive funding after your event has concluded and we just have all of that data. Something different that we're doing now is we're prorating it. So used to be where you had to hit that 250 room night minimum. Now with us operating it individually, we have a little bit more flexibility than what we've had in the past. So if for some reason you get 225, my recommendation will be to the city to prorate it from that 7,500. We understand that no matter what, your event's still bringing an impact to this community, and we want to reward organizations providing that to us. So my recommendation to the city will be to prorate it. And at that point, we'll just work with Sharon so that we get everything processed accordingly in order to get you guys your funding. I will say we're very appreciative of the 2-year commitment. That was something that I believe you were originally looking at 1 year, and the panel evaluated. We always like having groups here for multiple years. And so I believe it was originally a $6,500 grant for 1 year or $7,500 grant for 2 years each. And so that's kind of how that came. Are there any questions as far as the grant is concerned?
I would just.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You said that based on the hotel nights, that you're talking hotel nights in Bryan.
Yes, sir, in Bryan. Correct. Correct. For the city of Bryan's purpose, we benefit from any hotel room in the city of Bryan that's paying hotel tax. Airbnb, most of them are not paying the local hotel tax, something we're working on a different side. But yes, any hotel room in Bryan. So if they're not within the block of the Hilton Garden Inn, I know you have 2 other great properties right next door as well. If they're at the Holiday Inn Express or the Candlewood, all we need to do is track that information and we'll be able to process that as part of the total. Are there any other questions regarding the grant or anything Bryan related? events coming up. I know Morgan's got some more information that she's ready to share with you as to how we can enhance your attendees' experience a little bit. So if there aren't any other questions with the grant, I'll gladly turn it over to her. And I will say, I'll apologize for my casual nature today. We had a photo shoot this morning for a A&M game day photo shoot where we have game day shuttles in downtown. So I had my 2 little kids that I was modeling. So.
You had me model.
Yes. So, but with that, I'll turn it over to Morgan.
So Chris actually just, so Chris passed around some of these handouts for y'all. So I'm gonna talk about this savings pass. If you turn it over, there's a QR code. If you scan that, it will take you to a website where you will have offers to Bryan businesses, whether it's retail, dining, attractions. And so we have worked with Bryan businesses to offer incentives or discounts for groups that come into our community. And it's a way to encourage your attendees to get out beyond their meeting walls. And so there's a list of businesses already on there, but we're constantly onboarding new ones. And so especially by the time that y'all's group arrives, we'll have a wide variety. So we'll be able to provide a tangible handout like this, but then also I can provide a link and that you can send it out to everyone via email or whatever that looks like. And then another handout that we have is the 21 things to do in Bryan 2021. Obviously, we'll update that as it comes, but this is again just other ideas as another thing that we can provide at the check-in table, or if you have bags that we can put inside those bags, and so we can give that to everyone. But we can also, what we can do is a landing page that's custom for your group that has all of that content there, but then also some other inspirational content. Or if y'all have a social offsite, we can kind of build that to customize to what's going to be best for you. And that could also be done in advance to work as an attendance booster and encourage more people to come. Any questions on any of this?
So that landing page, is that on,
The custom landing page?
Mhm.
So what we would do is we would probably just with Sharon being our point of contact, just get with her, and our internal marketing
Mhm.
team would create that landing page, and then I would just provide it
the
over.
link? Okay.
Yes, yes, got it. So I'm gonna be looking at you, yes, yes.
Okay.
And so, and especially too, if there's any particular information that you want us to have on that landing page, we could absolutely do that. It's just really a resource for attendees. Any other questions?
Yeah, one of the things that a lot of the attendees ask about is what is there to do in this area?
Absolutely, yes. And so what we would do too is just look at what we do for each group that comes through. We look at the dates that they will be here and try to match if we have events going on in the community. For example, we'll have groups that come in at the beginning of the month and we host a First Friday in downtown Bryan. So we make sure we want to include that information to the meeting planner and the attendees so that way there's another thing for attendees to do once the conference is over. So absolutely. And if you had, a group of people that maybe wanted to go to Messina Hop Winery, we could help facilitate and kind of do that liaison. Like, hey, there's a group that wants to go and kind of get that group pricing and schedule the pricing for. We can help with that. We provide this event.
We might be able to figure something out.
As a Baptist, I want to know.
As a what?
Yeah, so, and to it, again, like I said, those offsite things, if you think of something or it's like, hey, we want to do something offsite, it's not really on our agenda, but we've got a free evening, just let me know, and we can definitely come up with something, or, that's my ideas, and help get that, kind of see on their own.
I can see our workshop chair over there, just,
Got me at one.
Speaking my love language.
Name of Terry, you'll probably.
Okay. Yes, and Sharon, please feel free to share my contact info with everyone. If y'all have any questions or you come up, I'm sure after hearing this and going through today, you might come up with some ideas. And I'd be happy to talk through or help brainstorm. I love a good creative idea. So. Thank you.
Your lunch, so if you have any questions or anything, Sharon has our contact information. much, at this point, everything's done on the grant until after the fact, and a little bit different, administrative wise, instead of going through the whole portal, we'll work out, you can just send that information directly to us. Yeah, so we'll just conduct it via email, we'll make it easy on you. So, thank you, thank you. All right. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank y'all, Morgan, John, and Chris. Appreciate y'all being here. I have one announcement before we break for lunch. Notice that somebody mentioned on the calendar of events, we had the wrong date for the summer work conference. It's June 13th through 16th. Sorry about that. We'll have more coming out about that. Lunch is here, so for this time, unless somebody has anything else, we're ready to adjourn our orientation. Anything else? Let's eat.